edition of Feeling Great today. My guest is Claudia Minadeo-Fox. She's a wonderful dentist in Ohio, and thank you, Claudia, for being on the program today.
Thank you, Jeff.
I wanted to highlight you because you do things and you have an approach that really makes your patients feel great, and of course they have a nice smile, but it's so much more than that. Tell me a little bit about your philosophy and why you do what you do.
Well, Jess, what we do is making dentistry a little bit different, relating it to the whole body health. Your mouth and healthy habits really make a big difference in the health of your whole body. Our passion is to really get to know our patients, get to know them as individuals, what their needs might be health-wise, their stresses in everyday life, their needs all the way from nutrition to even their specific needs to their dental problems that really bother them, besides aesthetics, really getting down to the nitty and the gritty. But what we do is really find out those underlying things first and then work with them to develop a plan so that they could really develop healthy habits. Because really this is a new era of healthcare and dentistry. We are collaborating with doctors and medicine, and what we want to do is make them healthy. There's definitely a connection between oral health and chronic disease. There's so many things that we can go into with them as their nutrition, how they sleep apnea, the oral health care just in itself and its relation to the chronic diseases. So it's a total health and wellness that we're talking about. We have goals for our patients so that they can get what they deserve, and they deserve total health.
Yes. In fact, there's a big tide shift that has happened in dentistry, but the average person walking around may not realize this. You're on the inside track here, but you just brought it up, which is apparently the mouth is connected to the rest of our body. And there's a connection, like you just said, chronic disease. So people may not themselves make a connection that there's something related to their oral health that could help them to deal with or get rid of some sort of chronic situation. So you ask other questions and possibly do other tests or look for other markers. So how does that work?
Well, there's a lot of things. One, there is a link between the bacteria that live in your mouth and heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke. And there are certain things we can do when patients come into our practice. One of them is doing salivary gland testing, saliva testing, I should say. What that is
just swab some saliva and you've got all this extra data that will hopefully I'll realize if heart disease is some sort of an issue. That sounds like such a no-brainer that should be happening, isn't happening everywhere. Unfortunately, I'm in New York. I'm interviewing you out of New York. I don't want to say bad things about my dentist, who I really love and is a great person, but I'm going to go in there and go say, why aren't you doing this?
Right. Exactly, and it's such a help and aid. And just by a couple-minute test of taking someone's saliva, we can find out if they're predisposed to having gum disease and what specific bacteria in their mouth is causing it, so that we don't waste time doing procedures maybe that we don't need to do. There's certain procedures that work better for attacking certain kinds of bacteria. And then once again, that bacteria is linked to heart disease. Over 50% of the heart attacks now they can document that 50% of them are caused by oral bacteria in your mouth, causing inflammation, getting into your system, flaring up these diseases and compounding them. Not only heart attacks, but people that have rheumatoid arthritis, they're all inflammatory diseases, and this is a component of making these diseases worse. They found out by improving the care of the mouth and improving inflammation in your mouth that literally some of these diseases actually improved, such as rheumatoid arthritis, for instance. And, of course, diabetes. That's been a long-standing disease and illness of our society. And, of course, like I said, the two leading causes of death are heart attack and stroke. And if we, as a nation, could actually passionately get with our patients and lead them into a healthier mouth and home care, literally we can actually change what's happening in our healthcare system today by getting people healthy, decrease healthcare costs, get them healthier before the disease has actually progressed. So prevention is just everything.
The other thing here is this is all just stuff that you're doing, questions you're asking, and things you're making happen. If I happen to walk into your office, I've walked into that. I mean, it's not like I had to remember to bring something up. You're thinking those thoughts and asking those questions, which is great. We didn't even get up to the other thing that I thought that I was going to lead with today, which is about the idea of making it less stressed or taking the stress out, making it relaxed, fun, nice, happy atmosphere. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure.
People love to be there.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when people walk into the office, number one, they feel relaxed and comfortable. It doesn't feel like a dental office. Half of our nation is not treated dentally, and we want to draw the patients in. One thing that we do when they first come in is really welcome them with a great greeting, make them feel comfortable. We have aromatherapy when they come in. It doesn't smell or look like a dental office. But also, before they get started, we have massage, and we implement massage into our practice for several reasons. One is some people have never even been exposed to it. And, you know,
getting a massage.
Yes, they've never had been touched in a way like with massage or relaxation, and maybe they wouldn't really go out and get it somewhere else. But the dental office is a place where people are very trusting. The dentistry is something where you're intimately talking with people and talking to them, and that's a great place to implement massage because they might not go out and seek it somewhere else. But in this environment where we're helping our patients and doing things like that, if they're exposed to it, they realize there's such a benefit. And the real benefits are that, number one, it alleviates any stress, sometimes even before patients have dental treatment.
Yeah.
If they come in, they're relaxed. We do everything from just giving them a chair massage right before they come in. We tell them to arrive early if they need to. Bring them back if they want a little foot massage during treatment. We do things like that. Sometimes it might be even after treatment. Your jaw's sore, you've been holding open a while, you need to loosen things up. But the big reason why we implement massage into our practice is because people today don't take time for themselves. They're very stressed. They're grinding their teeth. We found out that stress increases cortisol. Well, number one, that's not good for weight, you know. One thing, and then it's also not good for your gums because we found out that cortisol released in your gums increases periodontal disease. People that are very stressed have more advanced stages of periodontal disease. They have certain names for that type of periodontal diseases that are caused by stress. So this massage does more than just a spa dentistry. It's actually therapeutic, and I think that's most important. We need to have it. We need to implement it as part of our everyday life, and we feel that's important. Another thing that we do is health coaching. We do health coaching because people today, too, because of their herd life, aren't getting the proper nutrition. Nutrition is so related to, number one, your oral health, but also your whole body health. So today we don't even know what to eat. People don't even know what a healthy snack is. And not only does that relate to decay, but that relates to something, the whole body feeling good, feeling energy, and fatigue, because a lot of people are fatigued today. So when we can give those helpful hints of how you can improve your health with nutrition, too, it goes hand in hand. So when you walk into our office, you get a full package of what you can do to help you feel good, extend your lifespan, and move on to healthier habits. And people want to know that. Yeah.
I want those. And I just had something very healthy. I had a granola bar that was, dipped in chocolate. I think it had, 1% granola in it. I think there was whipped cream. No, I didn't see whipped cream. But so you can coach people and say, well, why don't you try this, or why don't you do that? In fact, as you're saying this to me, I'm thinking even the word dentist or dentistry seems maybe limiting. What do you think for folks like you who have this big whole wellness approach to it and say, no, we want people to walk at it and help shape their lives? Is it limiting? I don't know. What's your take?
No. Well, I think that's a really good point. For instance, in our practice, we call our dental visits, we don't call them hygiene visits, we call them oral wellness visits. I think that's really important because our hygienist is an oral wellness hygienist. Our treatment coordinator is a health advocate. So in our practice, we've taken a different tone with how we're helping you. We're not helping you just with your dental needs, but we're also an advocate for your health. So different team members have different roles. My assistant is a health educator because today people want to be educated. We need to be educated. People ask questions, and even if they don't, once we give them education, they want to learn more. So we're taking on different roles, and I see, like I said, this new era of dentistry is a different way of looking at it. Also collaborating with doctors and everything from people's blood pressure. When we start off taking their blood pressure and things like that, we're telling them to connect with their doctors too, and working with doctors more. So it is a more well-rounded approach, I would say, compared to how dentistry was just focused on doing fillings, getting people out of pain. a lot of it, what we want to go now is more, of course, prevention and not reactive dentistry. We want to be more proactive and not just, I don't want my patients to come in with a lot of fillings anymore. I want to get their mouth healthy so that all they need to do is preventative cleanings. That's where we want to head.
So the shift that you are taking, and you're in a group that hopefully is not too small of a group, but it's certainly a growing group of dentists throughout the country who are doing this. The whole healthcare system doesn't necessarily have to go through a change with our government for you to change your mindset of how you want to approach your patients and the people in your community. You can just say, I'm just doing this. I will just tell people, we don't have to wait around. You just decide that it needs to be done.
Exactly.
One other thing I don't want to forget to bring up, there's a movie that you're a part of, pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, yes, definitely. Well, the name of our movie is called Say Ah. And what it is it's really associated with a group that we're a part of, a national group, Complete Health Dentistry. And this documentary, it's a documentary that was made to actually enlighten people and let them know what the connection is between your oral health and your whole body health and how you can protect yourself, So we talk about the connection and what we're doing. This is a nonprofit organization where our vision for our practice is to make Northeast Ohio the healthiest region by 2020. We want people to bring people. We want to connect with medical people in hospitals, public health, educators, the dental schools. This is real important because our vision for our practice is to get the word out. We need to make people aware, and people will say, hey, I heard if you floss more than 5 times a day or 2 times a day, that you'll live longer. And this is what I hear when I start to tell people about the movie. But that's just a little beginning of what people heard maybe even just starting years ago. So now, by getting this word out, there's so much more. So by getting the word out, we're hoping to really open people's eyes and get more people treated, too.
And I think you have on your website, I think I saw on your website, information. I mean, obviously at the time of us recording this interview, hopefully the movie is coming up, but people can check your website, which is what again?
www.Minadeo-Fox, and that's .com. Or you just go to Claudia, Minadeo-Fox.com, and you'll have on there, it'll be October 9th. It's located at a local theater in Mayfield Heights, right on the east side of Cleveland. We're welcoming anybody who wants to come. Definitely the seating is limited, so it's important to definitely call ahead if you would like to reserve a seat for a guest or two. We would love it. And it's all about oral wellness and your whole body wellness. So we'd love to have everybody who can come. And
I bet you are exciting the people who you get to see every day, your patients, and I know hearing you and a few of your colleagues who are real close to you, I met you at a national conference, that you're very passionate just about improving people's lives, and I know that this movie is about that. People want to feel better. It's that whole connection, which was the topic of the conference that we were at. I was joking about at the beginning of our chat here today about, the mouth is connected to the rest of it, but it's such a big deal and such a big eye-opening thing that's happening here to realize that there are little changes that can be made that can affect us feeling better and our body functioning better. We're not a one-size-fits-all. Hey, I'm not a dentist, but I don't want to be treated like a one-size-fits-all. But it never really occurred to me prior to meeting you and a few of the folks that I met around the same time who convened on this thing that I don't like that approach. I figure, you go in for your cleanings or you're told to come back if there's a filling or some sort of situation. But if the approach is, no, I want to avoid chronic disease or feel better or just have better quality of life, and you're going to tell me before there's a situation, I want to have that conversation.
Right.
Which is why we're chatting today. So we got to have that conversation.
Yep.
So wonderful stuff. I really appreciate you taking time out, and certainly for people in Northern Ohio, and you're in Mayfield Heights. Where are you specifically? That's where the movie is. You just said that.
Right. I'm in Highland Heights, which is
Highland Heights. Okay.
Yes, on the east side of Cleveland. And Mayfield Heights is a city that we're showing the movie. Yeah.
That's where the movie is, right? So I encourage people to reach out to you or find out. Who knew?
Yes.
who thunk it that you also can get a massage? I'll listen to anything that you say if you're going to give me a massage.
Right.
I might never leave.
We have people who don't want to leave. Yes.
Yeah, the plane ticket might add to the whole thing. That's no problem. But we'll have to figure that out. Claudia, thank you so much for taking time out today, and it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you.
Well, just the same. Thank you so much. I appreciate you helping me get the word out. Thank you.